Hey guys, how's it going today? It's Invicta TV, and I have played some Trials this weekend. I was playing on PS4. I was playing with my friend CammyCakes. You guys, you may know CammyCakes. He's a very popular YouTube star, YouTube sensation for Destiny here. We've thrown a couple ideas back and forth between each other in recent history here, and we got together both last weekend for some stacked cards just to get to know each other, and then he actually helped me carry my girlfriend Kenzie. And today now yesterday, by the time this video goes live, we decided to get together and just do some carries over the streams and get some viewers in, and that was a lot of fun. For some reason, I feel like I learn or I try a little bit harder when I play with him. Something about just the way he kind of looks at the game makes me have a different perspective and try to focus up a little bit here and there. Obviously, sometimes I do still get distracted by Twitch chat and go a little headlong. But all in all, it was a good time, and I want to get into this play-by-play, so let's go ahead and get started. Twilight Gap, I originally started off as playing the Blade Dancer because that was my highest light character at the time. I did end up swapping to the Warlock, and to be honest with you, I think that this is quite a bit better playing as the Warlock for this map. This is going to be a bit more generic play-by-play. I will try to break down other videos for this weekend and throughout the week. More specifically, this is, like I said, going to be a bit more generic. Cammy went in to party room to push that area. I pushed around the outside. They were all looking his way. I was able to manhandle the team because of that distraction. And I don't know, they really put their backs to me in that go, and I simply capitalized on the situation. So moving forward, Cammy is going outside this time. I'm going outside this time as well. I'm using this spot right here. I can easily get into the spot and sword peek around the corner and basically be at the level, not where they'd expect me to be. I really like that spot. Obviously, I'm peeking in and out here to be able to see my radar while maintaining basically full aim. I kind of didn't even realize I was doing this until now, but I've done it before. That guy peeked out, did not realize where I was because apparently he doesn't know that if you look at your radar, guys, this is the Invicta tip right now. If you look at your radar, you see how the guy is filled red. Now I jump down here and the red is a little darker. Like, if they're on the same floor as you, it'll be filled red, like how that guy was, or like how this guy is right now. Now when I jump up here, watch this. It's going to be a little bit darker, a little bit less filled. Oh shoot, actually, never mind. He was a little too far. But pay attention to your radar. The radar tells you if they're on the same elevation level as you. Now, it doesn't tell you if they're higher than or below, but it will tell you, obviously proximity relatively, and whether or not they're on the same elevation level. And that's important. That's important to know. And it's a lot of how I make my decisions is using that radar. So clearly I can see that they're on the top floor here, because when I jump up, it shows that they're on the same floor, same elevation level, of course. But yeah, I initially stuck that one guy. I hurt that guy quite a bit, so I knew he was weak, and I did decide to push in because there was no reason not to. And then the other two were pushing that guy on the side, so I immediately just went through the room and turned to my right to finish them off. Now, as I was kind of saying, this map, I originally thought would make a lot of sense for playing Hunter. It does not make sense for playing Blade Dancer. Not as much as it does make sense for playing something with lightning nades or, what's it called, spike nades and smokes. So obviously in that moment I had self-res. I said I have the option to do it, but it didn't make sense. We were already 2 down. Cammy wasn't on the heavy already. There was no point in trying to clutch out that round, rather save my resource. And yeah, something with lightning grenade, tether would be good, but I wasn't playing tether when I played because I didn't have the right armor. This is PS4 once more. I didn't have the right split if I went for Night Stalker build. So I didn't end up going with that. And in the end, this is just way better running sticky grenades on this map and being able to run, what's it called? What am I saying? Being able to run sticky nades and warlock jumping is pretty dang good. Obviously, blink is not too useful. I was using some blink. I was using some double jumping, and truth be told, blink is simply not
Alright, come
the
back to me.
best for this map. You kind of close yourself off a bit too much. But if you saw, I stuck one guy and then got immediately stuck by at the same time by another guy, and so I simply self-res as immediately as I could and got him down, so that way we kept the advantage, got this round clutched out very easily. In that moment, you guys could probably see that I had still two sticky nades. I made the conscious decision not to just stick that final guy, but to save double charge, and I called that out as soon as, you know, I got the kill. I was like, yeah, I could have stuck the guy so much sooner, but because obviously the fear is, you know, don't. Okay, right there. So this is that moment where I used that spot. That guy completely didn't know I was up on his level. Unfortunately, he didn't die to the number of bullets I thought he would, and I started to turn around, and it got me killed, I think, in the end.
Going back.
That was a really bad mistake on me. I should have followed through with the kill for sure, and I should have been able to support my team after that. Unfortunately, I was not able to. Now, this is Cammy. He's the last one up. He already popped his bubble. He popped the bubble at the time that we were getting kills and stuff. I'm not sure why he popped it there. I'm not saying it was a bad thing. I'm not like, I don't mean like, I'm not sure why he popped it there. I mean like, I think there's somebody who must have been pushing him, and at the time, or it was there were people around the corner. These guys have been using universal remote and stuff like that, sticky nades, and he popped it while he could, and unfortunately it led to, it was a little bit too soon. But you see like how in this moment, you know, it's like, Cammy, what are you doing? You're staying alive. These guys are gonna get super. These guys already have super. They haven't used any supers, so none of them are building a new super. So Cammy can stay alive for as long as he wants here, basically use as much resource as he wants here, and still only be benefiting the team. Obviously, we're calling out with silhouettes, etc., trying to do what we can to help him. But really, he's just getting another super back. By the end of this round, when the next round starts, he has 50% super. And if he had, you know, let himself die so that they couldn't build supers, even though they're already at full, he would have been at no super. And it's very important later on in the game, if this game goes to like a 4-4 game, it would be very important that he has that super as soon as possible. So now we have to worry about 2 Sunbreakers and a Striker. Clearly we're all going outside here. We're going to go ahead and play a little bit more passively, because once more they got big supers here. We're just peeking around. Cammy's using sword out to be able to peek. I call out, hey, hammer, let's all get away from this. Obviously, there's no need to push this. So I call him out. I can hear him kind of skating around. He's over at, you know, in our initial spawn area right now. I'm going to stay around here, around these cannons. I wasn't going to push in because there's a guy cutting me off. This guy started to cut me off. Cammy got some hits on him, and we punished him for overextending in that moment. That was one of their Sunbreakers, I believe, that got down. He was, in fact, a Sunbreaker. So that's one more super down. They already used one, and I think they have a Striker left, therefore. That still is alive and still has a super. So because of the Striker, like I'm calling out right here, I think he's going to push me in Slam. I think he's going to push me in Slam. I was actually surprised he did not. Just because the radar, the way he was playing on radar, he was playing very close. Maybe he was just waiting for me to move forward just another foot in that moment, like right there, like I thought he was going to do so. Unfortunately, we both backed up a little too hard. I didn't know if Cammy was weak. It looked like Cammy did make some kind of challenge. But must have been too weak and pulled back. And they got the revive. That was unfortunate, but we were doing the best we could. We couldn't overcommit because that guy would have just smashed, and we couldn't, you know, undercommit because we were trying to not give up too much ground and let him get the revive, but it just didn't work out in the end. We couldn't get it done while playing safe at the same time. Unfortunately, I missed that sticky right there, but oh my goodness, watch this, guys. So, you know, it's zone. It's, you know, they have 2 supers available to them. I'm taking hits, man. I'm staying dead. That guy, I jump over his uni shot. That guy walks into my hits, so I immediately start hitting him as well. And then this guy, I meet midair, 2 shots into the body, hitting him in the face, bitch slapped to death. That was a moment where they had 2 supers still left, able to be used. I was one remaining guy. Was it right for them to hold it? And the answer, of course, you know, is, I believe, yes, they still should have held it. They should have simply done a better job at killing me, collapsing as a 3v1 situation. The guy who pushed in second could have skated by and just hid behind box and just made me have to look that way, just distract me for guy number 3 to come in. They didn't even need to necessarily push me, even though I was already weak. It was the best time to do so. They didn't necessarily need to push me because they had point out there. They could have just held off on that. Ultimately, the best play for them, the best chances of winning for them was to sandbag, was to hold their supers and not use them. They should have just done a better job pushing me 3v1 and been able to use those supers to potentially win themselves this game and make that comeback. Don't ever think necessarily, holy crap, this guy got one of our 3 guys to get down. This guy got 2 of our 3 guys down. I'm just going to, for sure, super. Well, see, that's the situation. I would for sure super if I was maybe a striker. But when the guy is one shot, and I'm a hammer, which was the final guy, I'm not going to hammer for that. I'm going to try to finish him off appropriately. But regardless, don't mess up your 3v1 collapses. Push in all together correctly, and make sure that you can save those resources. Make sure you can guarantee a way that you can get them down and save those resources, unlike what happened right there, and be able to potentially bring yourselves back into the game, especially when you have to come back from that deficit. 4-1, 4-2 round in my favor, and not your team's favor. It's definitely a bad situation to be in, and you want to make sure to be able to use those supers to the full extent, which means 1 per round. So without further ado, guys, this has been about a 10-minute video here. I want to go ahead and say, this was obviously just supposed to be a generic trials map. I want to say that if you're running Hunter, preferably go Night Stalker. I think that's the better class for this map for sure, after having played Blade Dancer with both Blink and Double Jump with Bones. And then also, I believe, what's it called? Golden Gun is an okay option. I don't like that class that much. Haven't played it since year 1 really. But other than that, Warlocks, Titans, all of their subclass variants can be very dirty. Axiom Bolts can be dirty. Sticky Grenades can be dirty. Hammers, Strikers, Defenders, Voidwalkers, Stormcallers, and Sunsingers. Every one of them can be dirty. So, without further ado, guys, this has been Invicta TV, and I'm out. Bye. If you guys are looking to support my work, please head over to patreon.com/InvictaTV. You can subscribe for $5 to participate in a monthly giveaway of $50 or more, as well as earn double the chance on Trials of Osiris raffles over on my Twitch. Every little bit helps, and I appreciate the support.